Okay, so the next type of transformation that we're going to talk about with functions is reflection. So you're basically flipping a function over some line and it's symmetrical. So for example, reflection over the x-axis is going to be something where you take an xy like this and then you just reflect it and it's down here. So what's going to happen is all of your y values are going to change, right? They're going to become negative. So an example of something like this is, actually let's do examples next. Reflection over the y-axis is going to look similar. We have an xy, but instead of going down, it's going to go over here. And it's going to be negative xy. And it's going to look something like that. So we have changed x, right? The x is changed here. In this case, the y is going to be changed. So some examples. A reflection over the x-axis. If you take negative x squared or negative absolute value of x, that's going to take your original and flip it upside down, right? But if you put the negative on the inside, for example, like this, negative x squared or negative absolute inside, right? That is going to flip it horizontally, right? So this is going to be a horizontal change. This is going to be a vertical change. So it's interesting because these will affect the y values, but these will affect the x values, even though it's x-axis and the y-axis. So you kind of have to be careful. So let's look at an example. The parent function here is going to be the cube root of x, right? So this, since it's out front, it's going to affect my y's. So this is going to be a vertical reflection, or you can say a reflection over the x-axis, right? And we've shifted right 3. So here's kind of how I like to do these problems. I like to think about, I like to first think about the parent. So if the parent is the cube root of x, let's think about the easiest things to take the cube root of. 0, 1, 8, and then negative 1 and negative 8. And I can really quickly get those cube roots. So the first thing we do is we reflect it over the x-axis, right? Which is going to change all my y values. So this is going to become a positive 2, a positive 1, a 0, a negative 1, and a negative 2. And then the next thing we do is we move it to the right 3. Well, if I want to move negative 8, let me move this little box. If I want to move negative 8 to the right 3, I'm just adding 3, right? So we're just going to add 3 to all of these. Okay? And now we can just plot our points. Negative 5, 2, 2, 1, 3, 0, 4, negative 1, and 11, negative 2. And you can see that it makes that snake, except it's upside down and shifted to the right 3. Right? And let's look at this next one. This is just the square root of x. So if you want to, I can just go ahead and say, okay, what are the easiest things to take the square root of? 0, 1, 4, 9. 0, 1, 2, 3. And let's see, this is a horizontal reflection, or known as a reflection over the y-axis. This also, well, be careful. We need to take a negative 1 out of this, right? So it's actually going to the right 4, which is very confusing, right? So you always have to divide out that negative 1 to see what's actually happening with that x. And then it's also going down 2. Right? Remember, it's always the opposite of what we think, but we still had to take that negative out there first. So now it's a negative 4, which means right. Okay, so let's see. This is going to be a horizontal reflection, which is going to affect the x value. So I'm going to make all of these negative. And again, making 0 negative doesn't really do anything. So now what we've done is we have flipped everything horizontally, right? So now it's kind of on the left side of our graph instead of on the right. Now we're going to move everything to the right 4. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add 4 to all of these. 4, 3, 0, negative 5. And then I go down 2, which means I'm going to subtract 2 from all of these. I'm going to plot those points. 4, negative 2. 3, negative 1. 0, 0. And negative 5, 1. And you can see it makes that little flower, wilted flower, but you can see it's been reflected horizontally. We've moved right 4 and down 2. Let's see. Our domain over here is going to be negative infinity to infinity. It's a cube root, right? And our range is going to be the same. Those are always for cube roots, right? And then our domain here, well, let's see. We go from negative infinity all the way until 4. And then let's see, from negative 2 to infinity. So you can see the shifts really tell you about the domain and range, right? So it's super helpful. All right, last 2 examples. The graph of 3x minus 2 has been reflected across the y-axis, right? So that is a horizontal reflection, which means that it's going to affect the x's, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in a negative x for my 2, or for my x. Negative 3x minus 2. That's my new equation. But notice, if I want to reflect it across the x-axis, right, I'm flipping it this way, up and down, that's going to be a vertical change. So I'm going to put a negative in front of everything. So you can see, if you're reflecting horizontally, right, if you're reflecting where it just affects the x's, it just affects the x. But if you're reflecting with the y, you have to put it in front of everything. So we'll talk a little bit more about that.